Did you know that 50% of women in their 20s, 25% of women in their 30s, and over 10% of women in their 40s still experience clinically significant acne? And women often experience flare-ups during times of big hormonal shifts, such as puberty, premenstrually, stopping hormonal contraceptive, postpartum, and perimenopause. And given that our society places such an emphasis on appearance, it's no wonder that acne and any sort of breakout really causes a lot of emotional distress and even depression for many women. If you are struggling with acne, I want you to know that you are so not alone, and in today's video, I'm going to discuss the most common root causes of acne and how to start healing from the inside out. Hello, my name is Maddie Miles. I am the founder of Peace Love Hormones, clinical herbalist, integrative health practitioner, and the host of this YouTube channel. My mission is to help women rebalance their body, mind, and overall health and vitality naturally. I also formulate my own organic herbal tinctures for women's health, and you can learn more over at peacelovehormones.com. I have Soothe, which supports hormonal and overall reproductive health. She helps to prevent PMS, ease period pain and cramps, and to boost the vitality of your overall reproductive health. I have Bitters for gut health and liver detoxification, and Sleepy for sleep and nervous system regulation, and more to come. Okay, now let's get into some of the main causes behind acne. Number 1 is androgens. Androgens are a class of hormones that include testosterone, and most people think that only men produce testosterone, but women do too, just to much lesser amounts. And our testosterone production is really concentrated around ovulation. Elevated levels of testosterone is linked to acne premenstrually. Not just elevated levels of testosterone, but androgen sensitivity are linked to higher levels of DHT, which is dihydrotestosterone. Dihydrotestosterone is linked to increased sebum production, which can lead to acne. Some reasons behind elevated androgens are PCOS, chronic stress, gut imbalances, elevated estrogen, low progesterone, and insulin resistance. Reason number 2 is inflammation. Inflammation is naturally heightened before menstruation as a part of the process of the shedding of the uterine lining. However, this inflammation can be heightened due to diet, gut imbalances, chronic stress, lack of sleep, environmental toxins, and therefore can lead to breakouts and acne. Number 3 is nutrition. A diet high in foods that do not agree with your body is going to do the following: increase stress on the body, which is going to increase inflammation, which is going to worsen gut health, which is going to impact hormones, which can all lead to acne and breakouts. Number 5 is skin and beauty products. Many women are using toxic products that are full of chemicals that alter the microbiome and pH of our skin, which allows then for the proliferation of various bacteria associated with acne. Number 6 is stress. Stress increases androgen production, inflammation, and insulin resistance, all of which single-handedly and combined lead to acne and breakouts. Number 7 is smoking. We all know by now that smoking and the oxidative stress that it creates on the body and on the mind is not healthy. We also have plenty of studies to prove that nicotine has a negative impact on sebum production and keratinization. So let's get into the healing modalities. First things first, let's talk about nutrition. It is so important what we put in our body when it comes to our overall health and well-being, especially to our skin health. And it may be very possible that you're eating wholesome foods that are organic and perhaps even local if you're shopping at your local farmer's market and you're still breaking out. So yes, something can be natural and in its whole form, such as dairy, but may not agree with your body. I'm not trying to program anyone here or say one food is better than the other. I'm just trying to educate on bioindividuality and that everyone has different needs for their body and different foods that work for their body. So what I'm encouraging you to do is to figure out what works best for you, and if you're potentially eating any foods that you're sensitive to, that you're allergic to, and therefore is causing excess inflammation in your gut and in your body, and therefore could also be causing your breakouts. Nutrition is such a complex topic. Honestly, I feel like it's so hard to really do it justice because it is such a bio-individualized thing. However, we can all agree that we should just be eating foods that come in its whole form and skipping any type of food that is uber processed and unnatural. We all know at this point that a Cheez-It or an Oreo is not the same as a piece of fruit or a vegetable or some chicken or eggs or steak. Very different categories, right? One category is real food and the other one is not food. So when it comes to any sort of healing protocol, nutrition is number one. Hands down, we need to make sure that we're actually nourishing our bodies and that we're not eating the things that is causing inflammation in the body. Opt for balanced meals to support your blood sugar balance and therefore insulin sensitivity. A good equation for this is eating a complete protein, about 20 to 30 grams of complete protein at every single meal, hormone healthy fats such as avocado or extra virgin, cold pressed organic olive oil, nuts and seeds. You get my drift. Complex carbohydrate and some colorful high fiber vegetables. Again, the amount of each of these food groups that you're going to be eating and the specific types of these different foods that you are going to be eating is going to be very tailored to you and your body and to your healing journey and what works best for you, not what works best for someone that you see on YouTube or TikTok or on Instagram. Include omega-3 rich foods such as flaxseed and wild-caught fish. Emphasis on the wild-caught fish because I know there's a lot of stuff going around about how you shouldn't be eating fish because it's high in toxic heavy metals. However, if you're choosing wild-caught fish and if you're choosing wild-caught smash fish, yes, SMASH, S-M-A-S-H. It stands for salmon, mackerel, anchovies, sardines, and herring. Those fish are going to be lower in those heavy metals, and if you're going for the wild caught, then definitely lower in all toxicities, and they're just super nutrient dense foods. Lastly, on nutrition, I cannot recommend enough to take 3 to 4 weeks of really figuring out what works for your body and what doesn't, and eliminating the most common food and beverage triggers. These are non-organic coffee, excess caffeine in general. If you're drinking a lot of caffeine throughout the day and really spiking your blood sugar a lot throughout the day, especially caffeine on an empty stomach, these all contribute to acne and just to a lot of distress and inflammation within the body. So alcohol is added to that list as well. Refined carbohydrates, gluten, and dairy. Oh, and added sugar. Please do not be mad at the messenger. I'm just trying to supply you all with information that I have and take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't. And it's okay to experiment, right? And we should be experimenting because we're constantly evolving and changing as humans. What worked for us a few months ago, a year ago, a few years ago could very well be totally different now. In fact, I would be surprised if it didn't change because we're constantly evolving, and what worked for us then may not work for us now. So again, you do you. Take everything that I say now and always with a grain of potassium. I'm just here to be the educator and guide. At the end of the day, you have to make the best decision for you and your body and your mind. You are the CEO of your own health. Number 2, when it comes to healing, is liver health and detoxification. First things first, we have to remove endocrine disruptors and really do some like house cleaning, so to say, of your household cleaning products, your beauty products, your bath products, food, etc. Really minimizing the exposure that we have to toxic chemicals, which are endocrine disruptors, which mimic estrogen and can elevate estrogen levels, lower progesterone, elevate testosterone, elevate insulin resistance, and therefore lead to acne. Some clean skin, bath, and beauty brands that I love are Natura Kalina, John Masters Organic, Bamboo Earth, and Osea. But honestly, I'm super simple with my skincare routine, and I just love putting raw, organic, unfiltered, local honey on my face. I'll do it as a mask 1 to 2 times a week, and all the other days I'll just use it as a cleanser. Focus on simple, cleansing and hydrating, but don't over cleanse either because that can strip away the healthy, beneficial bacteria that's on our face and really just change the microbiome and the pH of our skin. So overwashing and using a lot of these really intense acids that are stripping our skin of its essential oils is not going to be good in the long run. It's going to dry out our skin, it's going to increase more sebum production, and this could all cause to breakouts as well. To further support your liver health and detoxification, include liver supportive foods. One of my favorite ones are bitter greens and beets. Also, bitter herbs. And I cannot stress enough to sweat at least 4 to 5 times a week, whether this is in a traditional dry sauna, it's in a wet sauna, an infrared sauna, or just through your workout, to really sweat and release those toxins and support elimination that way. Because we eliminate these toxins from our body via our bowel movements, sweat, urine, and to lesser amounts, but still to some amount, to some degree, through our mucus, which is why I highly recommend investing in a tongue scraper. They're like $7 on Amazon, a stainless steel tongue scraper to use in the morning when you first wake up, hydrating all throughout the day with quality filtered and or spring water, making sure to support your gut health, which we'll get into next, to support those bowel movements, and sweating. And infrared saunas are on another level when it comes to cellular rejuvenation and repair, as well as detoxification. So I cannot recommend it enough. And if you're not in a place to invest in one right now, I highly recommend doing a little Google search to see if you have an infrared sauna studio by you, or if there's a gym by you that has an infrared sauna there. Easy peasy. Number 3 is to support your gut health. If you have any suspicion that there is any sort of gut disruption going on, I cannot recommend enough to get your gut health tested. Now, I know a lot of practitioners are not fans of tests such as the GI map test, and while it is true that our gut is changing all the time and can change dramatically between the time that you would take a test like that and by the time you get the results, it will give us bigger pictures of any infections or parasites that are going on. Again, I'm not trying to program you and say that this is what's going on, but if you feel like something's going on, if you have a lot of other symptoms, GI distress and bloating, nausea, irregular bowel movements, you may want to get that checked out. In fact, I highly recommend to get it checked out. Include lots of gut healthy foods such as fermentables and sauerkraut and kimchi and coconut yogurt, as well as lots of plants, fruits, vegetables, and fiber. Ensure you're having 1 to 3 daily bowel movements, and use herbs such as marshmallow root to really soothe and seal up that gut lining, and bitter herbs to support your bifidobacteria and your overall gut microbiome and digestion before meals, so that you can actually extract the nutrients from the foods that you're eating to support your cellular health and your organs and the systems of your body. Number 4 is stress management. In order to heal our skin and to just heal anything that we are dealing with, we need to make sure that our nervous system is supported and regulated and that we are sleeping deeply every single night. My sleepy tincture will support your nervous system and regulation, as well as getting that deep quality sleep. She also includes anti-inflammatory adaptogens that improve insulin resistance. Include daily self-care, whatever that is for you. If it's a nature walk, really make sure to practice daily self-care for your nervous system to support sleep and to support your overall health and well-being. Easier said than done, I know, but it really is a practice, and the more you practice it, the better you become at it, and it just becomes first nature. I have plenty of podcast episodes for you on nervous system regulation, adding in more fun and joy and vitamin P pleasure into your life, as well as getting deep quality restful sleep. So for a longer discussion on each of those, definitely go check out the Peace Love Hormones podcast on Spotify and on Apple. And don't worry, now that I am building out my YouTube channel, I will have videos on all of these in the future as well. Number 6, which is last but certainly not least, are herbal remedies to support you with your acne healing journey. I'm just going to name 4, although there are so many notable herbs that I would love to talk about when it comes to our skin health. Number 1 would be berberine to support gut microbiome, blood sugar, and insulin. Number 2 would be Ceylon cinnamon, to add this into every single meal if possible. If you drink coffee or matcha or tea, to add it into those beverages as well to support blood sugar and insulin. Next would be nettle tea, as it is antihistamine and anti-inflammatory. Lastly would be spearmint tea for androgen regulation. Again, there are literally so many herbs you could talk about that would support your gut health, your liver health, and detoxification, insulin resistance, blood sugar balance, nutrient absorption, digestion. there's so many herbs. I love herbalism. I'm a clinical herbalist. So if you ever want to pick my brain about that separately, feel free to message me on any social media platform and or just let me know in the comments which herbs you would like to know about, and I will make dedicated podcast and YouTube videos and episodes for them. In conclusion, I want to tell you to give yourself time for the healing process. It can take anywhere for 8 to 12 weeks, and if it's really a gut imbalance that's happening, it could take anywhere from 6 to 12 months. However, this is just the amount of time I usually see for women to reap the full benefits of whatever healing protocol they're doing. This is not to say that you won't experience benefits along the way. In fact, almost everyone does pretty much feel the benefits within the first week or two. Be gentle with yourself, give yourself lots of love, grace, and patience, and know that I'm always here to support you. And you are most definitely not alone. And don't forget to subscribe and follow me for all things women's natural health and medicine. Until next time, peace, love, hormones.